Welcome to State Television Company Western Armenia, broadcast for today. A new genocide against the Armenian people, the obstacles of the youth, Ashot Harutyunyan. The Israeli Air Force struck in the central area of Beirut. Baku cannot speak to us in the language of demands and orders, President of Peace. Freedom House calls for an investigation into Baku's war crimes and protection of the rights of Armenians of Artsakh. Baku has started mass demolition of residential buildings in Stepanakert, Sergey, Shahverdyan. Archaeologists discovered pieces of things from the era of the Kilikian kingdom. Throughout the history of the Armenian people, many challenges there have been which have weakened our vitality. During the last 10 years, a new way of genocide is being carried out which threatens the future of youth. This is not only a threat to physical existence, but also social, economic, and psychological barriers that hinder the possibilities of marriage and family formation. Financial difficulties, high unemployment, and low salary force young people to delay marriages. Social and psychological pressures, as well as political instability, deeply affect their confidence in the future. The future of the Armenian people is in strong families. Therefore, the state and society are obliged to take steps to prevent this genocidal danger by supporting young people in getting married and starting a family. The Israeli Air Force struck the central area of Beirut. Israeli planes shelled the Ras Al Nabas area in the center of Beirut. Witnesses told RIA Novosti about the bombing. Enemy planes have just hit two buildings in Ras Al Nabas, said the source of the agency. Earlier on Thursday, Al Jazeera reported that the Israeli army opened fire on a facility located in the headquarters of the United Nations Interim Force in Lebanon, peacekeepers. As a result, 2 people were injured. The president of the Parliamentary Assembly of the Council of Europe, PACE, Theodoros Roussopoulos, started in conversation with Alpha News that there is no silence regarding Artsakh in the PACE, and there have been many discussions on this issue. He emphasized that the Azerbaijani tried to delay the discussions, and the PACE continues to discuss the issue of Azerbaijan and Artsakh. Roussopoulos said that more than 120,000 people had to leave their homes and called on Azerbaijan to take steps to return to the assembly. He also criticized the list of shame drawn up by Azerbaijan, which prohibits 76 parliamentarians from entering the country, stressing that it contradicts the democratic principles of the assembly. Roussopoulos added that the assembly remains faithful to its domestic principles and does not accept Azerbaijan's demands. Freedom House calls for an investigation into Baku's war crimes and protection for the rights of Armenians of Artsakh. Freedom House draws attention to violations committed by Baku against ethnic Armenians in Artsakh, which have led to forced deportation over the years. The organization notes that the actions of the Azerbaijani state correspond to the criteria of ethnic cleansing, reminding the cases of the former Yugoslavia. The organization notes that the action of the Azerbaijan state correspond to the criteria of ethnic cleansing, reminding the cases of the former Yugoslavia. These actions may qualify as crimes under the Rome Statute of the International Criminal Court. The organization calls on the UN, the OSCE, and the International Criminal Court to investigate and bring the perpetrators to justice. The OSCE participating countries are urged to use the Moscow mechanism to investigate the actions of Azerbaijan and the Baku government to ensure the safe return of Armenians to Artsakh. Baku has started mass demolition of residential buildings in Stepanakert. Sergey Shahverdyan told about this. Secretary of the State Council for the Protection of Cultural Heritage in occupied territories of Artsakh, Sergey Shahverdyan, reported that the Baku administration has started massive demolitions in Stepanakert, especially along Tumanyan Street. The area, which includes private buildings from the 19th and 20th centuries, was razed to the ground, violating the rights of thousands of owners. Shahverdyan called on the residents of Stepanakert to demand that the Armenian authorities and international organizations take steps to ensure the return and property rights of Artsakh residents. Archaeologists in Adana discovered pieces of things left over from the era of the Kilikian kingdom. Valuable items belonging to the period of the Kilikian kingdom were found during the archaeological excavations in the ancient city of Anarzaba in Adana. Associate Professor Fatih Erhaz stated that according to the available data, they believe that it is a piece of pottery and other items left over from the era of the Kilikian kingdom. He He emphasized that Anarzaban is one of the largest ancient cities of the Armenian kingdom of Kilikian. As a result of the works carried out during the last 2 weeks, the archaeologists received a number of interesting finds. The traces found in the center of the ancient city in the area of 120 meters are apparently related to the ruins of the temple or other buildings, said Erhan. Archaeologists carrying out excavations about 3 meters deep also discovered skeletal remains of children, women and adults, as well as layers of dense ash and various types of ceramics. These findings are not only valuable from a historical point of view, but also indicate that the population of the area was probably 225,000. Erhan concluded that the discovered adventures are connected with the ancient city and its buildings, and the materials revealed as a result of these excavations can make a significant contribution to the study of the history of the Kilikian kingdom. Dear viewers, this was all for today. I wish you good weekend. Goodbye.